right, thank you for joining us. It's Issues and Answers on Edo Broadcasting Service. My name is Josephine Eimihe. This morning we'll be looking at party manifestos and issues-based campaign. Yes, we are drawing towards the election year and a lot is going on. And as from September 28, campaigns will kick off and all the political parties will be telling us what they plan to do for us. We've been hearing a lot of things going on. But normally, campaign is all about the politician selling himself or herself and the ideology of his party. And then during campaign is also a period for the people to know if I'm going for this party A or party B. So from their campaigns, from their manifestos, you'll be able to deduce that, oh, this one has our interests at heart. But from experience, we've kind of know that during campaigns, most people don't dwell on issues anymore. They dwell on personal issues. There's this mudslinging. They talk on this. There's this blame game as against what they intend to do for the people. I don't know about you, but most of us are tired. Will 2022-2023 electionary year be different from what we've been having in the previous? And a lot of seminars have been going on and people have been calling, please let campaigns be based on issues and not on individuals or other things. Issues, what do you intend to do? As what we see in developed climes, when they say, oh, this is what we want to do. This is, when you call party A, you say, this is what party A stands for. If you call party B, this is what party B stands for. We want to get towards that level in Nigeria, that when you call party A, they'll say, wow, they stand for this. And when you call party B, this is what they stand for. As against this jumping, dancing. It's almost, even campaign time is the time for, you see different gilly, a lot of dancing, this dance pattern, you see all of them. But we are above this level. So this morning we'll be looking at party manifestos and issue-based campaign. And we have a young man this morning that will be talking to us, a Nigerian, who have been following things that have been going on in the country. And he wants to say his own mind and what we are expecting from politicians as campaign kickoff from on the 28th of September. We have the Director, Entrepreneurship Development Center, Shaka Polytechnic, Benin City, is Mr. Irene Igbenedium. You're welcome this morning.
Good morning, Mama Josephine. Good morning, my good people of Edo State.
Wow, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. For the benefit of our viewers this morning, let's highlight the meaning of political party manifestos. We already hear about manifestos. Oh, this is the manifesto of this party. What is manifesto?
Well, manifesto is simply a published statement or document declaring what a political party stands for and what they intend to do when elected to office. And that is basically what a manifesto is, just a statement of a fact about what the party stands for, what they represent, their policies, their aims, and what the party and their candidate will do when they are elected to govern. That is
okay. Okay, if that is established, yeah, that means a formal presentation, exactly, of what the party wants to do, yes, if they're given the opportunity. Yes. In your own, from your own view, do you think this manifesto should be voluminous? Because sometimes we see a lengthy manifesto. Or is it that it would be okay to have a concise description of what the party intends to do? Is it the length that tells whether the party is doing well concerning the manifestos they are showing?
Basically, it's not about the length. It's about the content. So you need to, if you have a vision and you know what you want, your plans for your people, you put it down in a few words, and during campaign you should be able to explain more. But it shouldn't be too voluminous because you know our reading culture in this part of the world. Most voters that hardly even read the party manifestos. So when you now make it so voluminous like that, it becomes difficult for people to. It should be something that is portable, something that you can even send the soft copies. Now that we are in the 21st century, people can easily access it. and they will see what you stand for and what you can offer.
Okay. All right, talking about issue-based campaign, according to our electoral system, they said the campaign period should be within 150 days. And do you think that 150 days is enough to really campaign? Going with, we have the House of Assembly, we have governors, the election, governorship election,
Yes.
and the presidential. Do you think that 150 days is enough for these politicians to go about to sell these their manifestos to the people?
Well, I think it's more than enough.
150
days, yes. Because for something you'll be planning towards for a while at least, before making up your mind to obtain the expression of interest form, obtain the nomination form, go for party primaries, you must have had this plan for a long time. So if you have a plan or a vision and you have an established manifesto, why will it take you even up to 150 days to tell us what you want to do for us?
Okay. You know why I'm saying this? Because if we're going to remember those, think about the developed world, there are days, there are more than this we're talking about. So sometimes you see them going to meet people one-on-one to talk to them. But during our campaigns, you just see the person coming to Edo State, for instance, if it's Benin City, the person will just call and just talk a little, this is what I want, before you know it's over. So they don't have this one-on-one relationship with the people, going to like communities, the villages. And sometimes people don't get, and these people still vote,
yes,
but don't have this personal interaction with the politicians. So do you think that 150 days is still enough to do all this, going to the small towns, going to the villages, as against just going to the capital concerning the presidential election to just do your campaigns?
Well, it's not actually about the number of days. A lot of factors actually contribute to that. And like in the advanced world that you're talking about now, you can see somebody going for the office of presidency, for example, as the office of the president is, they can still go to their local communities, go to the locals, talk to them one-on-one. But yeah, because of security challenge, you hardly even see most of our public figures outside. They hardly even go beyond where they will have enough security to protect them. That is number one. Then these rural areas, most of them don't even have access road. How do you get to such places? It will take you, a journey that is supposed to take you maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes, then you end up spending 2-3 hours because of bad road. Then you visit such village and you go to another one. We don't have the time.
Is that not enough for the people to like send some person's heart from their position, wherever they are occupying right now?
But the problem is that before now, I would say the awareness was not really there. Accountability. And we don't have this awareness about holding our leaders accountable. But thank God for social media and the new trend now. Gradually we'll begin to see all these changes. Because if you promise that you want to do, you will do something when elected into office, and after 2-3 years we'll not see you again, till when his election cycle again, you come back, you make the same promise again. The roads, they are still there, you do not fix it, not do anything. Now people are starting to ask questions. It is no longer business as usual, especially now that we have competition. Unlike before, when we just have one major political party or just two major powerful. Now we have 3 popular candidates. People are going to ask you questions.
And there will be surprises.
Yes,
anybody
surprises.
can just come up and become.
Yes. People are asking questions. People are wiser now. They now know the difference between the one-day national cake that you get a share of 5,000 or 10,000 and vote the wrong person, or voting for a new and better Nigeria.
Yes.
So very soon these things will start to change.
All right, thank you. There's so much I want to really say concerning this 150 days, if it's really, really enough. Because if you want to go into occupy any position, you need to have this intimate one-on-one relation. That's where you feel the pulse of the people. Imagine a politician that have not traveled to a rural area. He won't understand what the people are going through. He will just come to the city will be looking so beautiful, there'll be power that day. And when you go, you have that mindset that all is good, forgetting that just the capital is not enough. We have other people from our side. All right, that's by the way why most political parties don't have manifestos. If we say manifesto should be like concise, you can spread it everywhere. People should just have it at the back of their hearts. This is what Party A intends to do. Why do we still see most political parties don't have manifestos?
Well, I will not agree that most political parties don't have.
Okay, some of them. Okay.
I believe they actually do. I've seen quite some number of parties and their manifesto. The problem is the candidate themselves. Are they who are aware? They will take their time to read this party manifesto.
Okay.
Because when you say party manifesto, it's a more of a wider scope than when you say the manifesto of a candidate, a political party candidate. So when the party manifesto is broader in scope, but you as a candidate that is running for an elective office, you are supposed to have your own blueprint. You are supposed to have a plan of what you intend to do when you get into office.
Apart from the party
manifesto. And then before contesting an election, you sit down, look at the party manifesto, you look at your own blueprint, and you bring the two together. When you harmonize, you have a viable campaign manifesto.
So it's not the party that is the problem, it's the individual.
Not the party, it's the individuals. They don't even take time to look at, okay, imagine the cases where people just jump from one political party and the next month they are contesting an election in another political party.
Yes.
When would they even have the time to look at the party manifesto? There's no ideology. You just pick up form and you start running. You want to contest.
You don't imbibe what the party stands for.
Exactly. You don't even know what the party stands for. So those are the challenges.
Who do you blame in such regard? Imagine somebody, for instance, you're in Party A, and before like 2 or 3 months, you're already in Party B, and you don't really know what the party stands for. You don't know about the ideology of the party. Do you blame the political party, or you blame the people that don't even ask questions when these people go to meet them to campaign?
Well, I'll blame both parties, because in some other countries, like in the US, you see somebody for 40, 50 years, because of the ideology, you just say, I'm a Democrat, the person will be a Democrat, or the social person is a Republican. Some even in their entire lifetime.
Yes.
You just see somebody who will say, I'm a Republican. This is what I believe in, the party ideology. But our party, they make it so easy for people to jump from Party A to Party B without even considering, okay, imagine a person contesting, after contesting our House of Assembly election, after aspiring under one particular political platform, and then within in less than 2 months, you are in another party now to contest as a local government chairman. What are you looking for? You just want to grab power. And so the parties should sit down and look at these people. They, on their own, should be able to question these people. What do you even know about our party? Do you know what we stand for? You know our ideology? What is your belief? What are you bringing on board? Because the party is the first point of contact with this aspirant before they become candidates.
It's whatever the party brings out, we take.
Exactly, that's the problem we'll be having in this country in the past. When they give us, we will not be between the devil and the deep blue sea. You will have nowhere to turn to, then you will not be choosing from maybe the
electoral process is already faulty.
Exactly. So the party will just feed us anything without really scrutinizing these people, without looking at their integrity or what they stand for. And at the end of the day, you expect us to vote. And we will have no choice than to vote for one of them. But thank God that with this new electoral act, with this new reform, with the awareness now, people are starting to ask questions.
When are we going to get it right? Because when we are talking about going from Party A to Party B, sometimes is the deep pockets, the amount that like help the people to get to whatever position they desire.
Yes.
Where can we get it right? I don't know how to say this. Is it the party, for instance? Should they just still deal on this internal democracy? Let them be straight. They should be straightforward. They should be disciplined. Do you agree with that?
Exactly. There should be eternal democracy. And when you say eternal democracy, like we have now, the use of delegates, is even making things worse. Why not allow all card-carrying members of the political parties to vote for their candidate? I want the one that choose.
Everybody should be part of it.
Yes, everybody. It's democracy. Everybody should be part of the process. not selecting a few individuals who will now go there and collect money from the people with deep pockets, like you just said. And at the end of the day, we are still where we are. Why not allow all carrying members of the party vote, and when their vote counts, they bring out a better candidate for us.
Are you thinking that those people cannot be bought to those all the carrying members of the party?
It would be as easy as going to meet about 20 or 50 delegates. Then if you can give them whatever amount, when you want to, before you go travel from point A, point B, point C, go through all the like in those states now. Like in my local government now, we have about 12 words. You travel, meeting with these party people, party members, party leaders, before consulting with the 12 words, and you now have the money to be spending all along where visiting these people. It won't be that easy. It is easier to just get like 50, 60 people together and tell them, I'll give you so and so amount, support me.
So it should be deeper than that. They should allow all card
more
carrying
representation.
More representation.
Yes.
When we have
carrying
this,
members should be allowed to take part in the party primaries.
You think this will help in getting better persons?
It will help, yes, if we do it right.
All right, let's deviate a little. You see, when the time to buy forms, you see the amount.
Yes.
They were talking about millions, as if Nigeria is like we are so wealthy, whereas we are among the poorest. Mm-hmm. So what's your take on that, these millions in purchasing these interest funds?
Well, first of all, it will discourage those with the character and integrity that will really need to drive this country. It will discourage them from participating in politics when they don't have the money. But come to look at it, if the money belongs to them, we cannot tell them how to spend it. But are we even concerned about the source of those funds? Somebody bringing out, a public office holder bringing out as much as 100 million to purchase nomination form. And then
because he wants to serve us, he wants to help us.
At the end of the day, you still spend money campaigning from place to place, buying delegates and all that, and you are going there to serve. Do we even care about where the money comes from? How can you be in an office, you are a public office holder, your salary is probably less than 5 million or even less than 2 million, and you can dish out 100 million naira just to buy form? Consultation, you consult with leaders, you give them money, you do all that, you still buy votes at the end of the day. Because we saw what happened with the party primaries that were conducted at especially most of the major parties.
Yes.
You saw how dollaring and all those things.
It was dollarized.
Exactly.
Not nairalized.
Obviously. So after spending that much, what will you bring to the table?
And knowing Nigeria, a Nigerian that you spend so much, you just want to help us.
You just want to help us.
Okay. All right. A lot of they still need this. There's so much needs to be done in this party this party democracy. They just need to wire it correctly, because if we continue like this, according to Igbinedion, is whatever they give to us, that's what the people will take. So if the party is not giving us good people, that means we're in for a big shit.
Exactly.
All right, sorry to use the word. That's what I just said. If the party is not feeding us good candidates with good manners or a good intention for the people, whatever we get, it's just like we are recycling the kind of persons, and we don't need this anymore. All right, let's go back to issue-based campaign.
Yes.
How can we let these people, you are in Nigeria, you know what's going on. When it's time for campaigns, you see them wearing their different attire, and they come, and you see there's a lot of blame game, there's a lot of mudslinging game. What can be done so that people can base their campaigns on issues rather the individual or the political party?
Well, I don't really blame the aspirant or the candidate when they don't talk about issues, because you cannot give what you don't have. Some of them are not even aware of the issues, that since the challenges in this country as we speak, their interest is how to grab power. And when they grab power, they have nothing to offer. But for somebody with a vision, we can see some of the candidates right now for the presidential election, we can see some of them going from place to place, telling people about what they can do, how they can change things, how they can make the country work. While others are also there dodging political debate and telling people that I have been this, I have been that, they don't want to talk about issues. But we as electorate, we are seeing it with our eyes. We know the right candidate for this job. And we should be able to tell from what they are giving out that this person is visionless. He has no agenda to take us anywhere. And so we should be able to tell that this person is the right person for the job and this person is not the right person. So if you are campaigning and your campaign is not based on issues, you are attacking people rather than addressing issues. With the level of awareness now, you are not doing yourself any good.
You're fooling yourself.
Exactly. You are fooling yourself. That era is over. We've passed that stage where you're talking about irrelevant things when you're supposed to address real issues. We have a lot of challenges in this country for crying out loud. Look at security issues. You are not telling us how to solve these security challenges, that we cannot longer travel from Benin to Abuja, or even from Benin to Aonchi here. You cannot longer go to farm. Herdsmen have taken over our farmland. You are not addressing this issue. Look at the economy. Look at exchange rate. Students traveling this September to school abroad, they are paying just to buy ticket from Nigeria to UK, 6 hours flight. You now spend as much as 2 million for what was less than 300, 400,000 just from a few months ago. So we have enormous challenges, and you'll be there talking about one person and how the person is doing this and not doing that instead of addressing this issue. And you think you are fooling us. You are not fooling us. We are watching. At the right time, we will vote for the right person.
Are you sure Nigerians are watching, or we are easily swayed?
No,
because there's this a lot of hallelujah boys and girls.
Yes, obviously.
Yes, because some of them, they are easily swayed. When there is money, for instance, right now, and there's these dollars, they are sharing dollars and everything. You see that same person that is talking like this,
yes,
will change the mind.
Well, yes, some will change, but that's what I was talking about, more participation in politics just now, because getting the dollars to pay everybody, every single Nigerian, will not be easy. And it's because you have less than 2,000, 3,000 people in one place to decide the party's candidate. That's why you're able to give them as much money as you can give. But when you want to go around Nigeria, maybe probably you will finish American treasury before you get enough dollars to share for everybody. They will not give more than peanuts, 5,000 or 10,000, that will not do us any good. Okay. So that is why we must continue to enlighten our people. We must continue to tell them, look, are you still in this old trend of collecting peanuts, or in the name of I'm taking my share of national cake, you collect 5,000 and you'll be in bondage for another 3-4 years? With what we have seen now, with what we are experiencing in this country right now?
Igbenedion, are you aware that most of these votes sometimes they come from the rural areas? Those our mothers are old, they always go to vote, yes. And most of them are not even aware of what is going on. Like you are computer savvy, you know what is going on, but most of these persons are not aware, and these politicians can just go there, bamboozle them, and just give them some amount. These same our mothers will still go and vote for this person. What do you think can be done so that it can change the narrative with what we are having right now?
Okay. Most of us in the city, most of us, like you say, are educated now. We have parents, okay, fathers and mothers living there. We have brothers, we have relations, we have uncles there. If we take this campaign to them and we talk to them, we say, look, you are the closest person to them, and you are the first person that they will trust. And you say, look, this thing is no longer working. We need to do it this way. We need to leave the old way. We need to bring in this. Even the people in the rural area, they are tired. They are fed up. Like in my place now, they no longer go to farm because of herdsmen, kidnapping, banditry. You see herdsmen that is supposed to be escorting, following their, what they call a cow with a stick or whatever. Now they are going with AK-47.
The herdsmen, yeah.
Raping women, kidnapping people
But the
No, no,
women
that's-
need to be informed so that they know during campaigns you have a lot of propaganda, the
Yes,
white,
yes,
the
yes.
black, the
Yes.
grey propaganda.
Yes.
So what you are telling us right now, most of us that are, we have the knowledge,
The
we should
opportunity,
go back
yes, you
home,
go back home,
and
enlighten these people.
enlighten the people so they will not be
Look,
deceived.
exactly.
Because we noticed that during elections, those of us in the cities, most of us don't go that day. We'll be at home, some watching television. It's those people in the villages. You see them coming out in large numbers to vote. But if they don't get the facts correctly, these people they will still go through the same grass.
You are right, and the political parties too, on their part, they need to do more. Most of the, especially the new parties, they shouldn't rely on just what they're seeing on social media and all that. They need to do more. They need to have their people on ground, up to the unit level, have this structure in place. People that will be going from door to door, telling people the right thing to do, discouraging them from these old ways, telling them the disadvantages, because we are all feeling the impact now. So I believe it will not be business as usual.
That means there's so much
because
work to be
even
done.
right now that before now we used to see that the voting usually comes from the rural area, like you rightly said.
Yes.
And while we in the city, they will usually say we watch.
Some will be playing football that day.
Watching Big Brother Nigeria, doing one thing or the other. But now, with the recent just concluded voters register, you saw the way our youth were trooping out their numbers.
Some have their own purpose. Some can be want to do it to get to have the.
No, it wasn't that at all. Those people before now, if they were interested in those 5,000, 30,000 that they usually use for vote buying, they would have been
Or
taken
for
part in the
documentation
election.
purposes.
No, it wasn't that. It was just a shift in the orientation, an orientation change.
Okay.
People saw some certain event will just open up your eyes. I believe after that, and a lot of our youth now saw reasons to actually take part in this.
They should be
political-
concerned.
They should be concerned about what happened in their country. And also looking at what we are facing right now. I think this is the 7th month or so that ASUA has been on strike. And you think our youth will be happy with such? How can you just a few years back, just a year or two ago, an academic session was wasted as a result of COVID-19. They are still trying to recover from that. And now, ASUA strike for
And
another
nothing has
7
been
months.
done.
And nothing, as we speak, nothing. We are at the point of even dragging ASUA to court. That means they are not even looking at settlement. So the orientation is changing gradually. People are now beginning to see reason to be part of this process. Because if you don't get it right now, this same thing will repeat itself in the future.
All right, there are some cases where we see, okay, the antecedent of the person that is coming, for instance, the person did well as a local government chairman,
Yes.
he did well, and the person will come up and tell us, oh, I did this and I did that. This is what I can do if I'm given the opportunity to do this. And when they get there, is entirely is a different thing we are seeing.
Yes.
So I don't know, is it that we don't know what we are doing? If this person says, okay, this is what he did before, and is coming and telling us this is what he's going to do, and we're not like, oh, okay, you are our Messiah, come and help us. And when the person is it that we don't judge correctly, or there's something wrong that when people come and they just tell us, we are carried away?
Well, some of them, I would say, is lack of accountability.
Okay.
We don't know how to hold our leaders accountable. And so when they go there the first time, maybe they do well as a local government chairman, and then you bring them back to become the governor of the state. Because of that experience in the past, they saw their counterpart that they didn't really do anything. And also when they go to other elective offices, people also voted for them. And so they know that there is no accountability, nobody to hold them accountable, and they just go there and they
No
do anything.
impeachment
They
process.
do it, exactly.
It's cumbersome to able to withdraw somebody. It's terrible.
You go through
A lot of processes.
So you see that because of that, they just feel, what's the need? I know understand our people will share peanut on election day. Let me just focus on stomach infrastructure, please some few party people, do one or two things, and then. But when we start holding these people accountable for their actions, I believe they will have no choice than to do well.
Do you think the impeachment process can be made more easier as against being cumbersome that before you get this percentage to get somebody to impeach? Do you think it can be so simple that we can withdraw people from their elected position?
Yes, it can be made simpler. But another thing I'm looking at is the issue of a third force coming on board now. Before it used to be just two parties, APC and PDP, and so when they send people to the House of the Senate or House of Rep and all that, and you see that the party in power will try and hold others with money or anything to have majority control in the House. But with a third party now, it will become more difficult to do that. And when you have more than two parties in the House, maybe up to three parties, buying everybody will become challenging. And so impeachment, if you want to impeach somebody based on poor performance, it will be easy to get the support
when you have
of
diverse
others. When you have
people.
exactly, when you have diverse people. And so competition is a good thing. It's something we should
So we
embrace.
will need more.
We need more
political
parties
parties.
to become active part of the political process, to wake up, feed good candidates. Look at some parties now, because of the kind of candidate that they brought out in the race. They are now, all of a sudden, they are now popular. Unlike before, when you just, everybody would just say, if I cannot get a PDP or APC ticket, there's no need to run. But somebody took the bold step and came out from a party that was not so popular before.
And it's popular.
And today,
The party is popular.
Exactly. The party is popular now. Now we have three major candidates. So competition should be encouraged.
All right, campaigns kick off soon, and what can be done if we need you? You know, during election campaigns, you see assassination, you see violence everywhere. There's this fear. A lot of things will be going on. What can be done to prevent this? We need a place when during campaign, everywhere is cool and calm.
Yes.
People are going about their businesses, and the politicians are telling us what they want to do. We, the electorate, we want to. Okay, we are comfortable to hear them out. What can be done to prevent this assassination, violence, and whatever we have during election time?
Well, number one, I think these law enforcement agencies should be allowed to do their work. And moreover, I think in recent time, the trend is gradually reversing, it's gradually changing because of the electoral process. It's not as bad as it used to be. I'm not saying it's perfect yet, but if you see some elections that have been conducted recently, the level of violence cannot be compared to what we had in the past. So when you conduct a free, fair, credible, a transparent election, this violence thing will be minimal, because
Ballot snatching.
all those ballot snatching, those things no longer work these days. So we've gone past that era.
So this will help.
This, yes, exactly, because now we are all aware, all parties will have their agent there. You see the voting process as the thing is going on, and if the process is transparent, if it's credible, all this fighting and violence will be reduced to the barest minimum. And then the security agencies, they should be allowed to do their work. We know there will always be some bad ones.
Some are politically affiliated.
Exactly. So, but if they are allowed to do their work, and if these people, they are caught and they are prosecuted, exactly, these things will not be happening.
And that's what the new sector command, is it sector command? This radio, Federal Road Safety Corps.
Yes.
Their controller said recently that the personnel should be apolitical. They should stay clear from politics.
Exactly.
They should do their job. And what you just said, if all the security agencies they stick to what they will do,
yes,
we will have a sane environment,
yes,
during the election.
Yes, yes.
All right, what can be, my next question is this. No, when we're talking about during the last is it the election that they did, this vote buying, you see it was dollarized. So what can be done to avoid this? I know it cannot be stopped completely. What can be done to avoid this money bags politics that we are seeing right now in Nigeria? Is it as a result of hunger that we have this popular trend, the bigger the money, the higher the votes?
Oh yes, it's part of it. But the truth of the matter is that our orientation also matters. If we enlighten our people, at the end of the day, you see that even the 10,000 naira or 5,000 naira that you collect on election day, it will not even take you for a day or two. So at the end of the day, you'll not be in bondage for another 3-4 years. So even the law enforcement agencies, they should also do their job. It's a crime to buy. This vote buying is not something that should be encouraged. I believe that the security personnel themselves, they are fed up with what is happening in the country, especially the security challenges. They are the worst hit. Look at the Boko Haram. You know how many personnel we've lost to this
Yes,
Boko Haram?
yes.
Even the
Young men.
government. So then they are fed up. I don't think there is any need for them to support bringing in another bad government. They should stay clear from politics and let the electorate decide. Their own is to enforce law and order.
Okay. During the Osun State governorship election, so persons were caught buying votes, and we've not heard anything concerning that. I think that should be sustained during the election. These security, they should go out and pick those involved. I know.
But after picking them, what happened next?
That's what I'm saying. That we should not
Exactly.
Okay.
If you want to set a standard, take this people to court. Let us see the processes. At the end of the day, set a very strong message to others. They will not try it again.
Okay. All right, thank you for that, Ibinedion. What can INEC do this time? We know that credible election, when the election is free and fair,
Yes.
We have a better society. What can INEC do to ensure we have a free, fair, and credible election?
Well, on their part, I cannot say I think we've seen some improvement in recent times. But what the area I'm concerned about is the issue of logistics. That you now see election material will not get to some polling unit on time. You'll not be blaming one or two. We have enough time to prepare for this thing. 4 years is enough time to prepare. If you know that you cannot take these materials to the polling unit within 24 hours, start now. It's not money now. You can start distributing the non-sensitive material before time, and when it's close to the election, distribute this in mass security agent there, so that election materials will get to all the polling units on time. And outside that, credibility, transparency. There should be transparency. Whatever result is collected at the unit level should be what we will see at the world level, the local government, and the state collation centers. The process should be transparent. That is what they need to do. Because when you conduct a free, fair, credible election, you will reduce violence. You will not see all these irregularities and all these election inconclusive results and all that. They should try and minimize it this time around.
So people are complaining, no INEC stop registration of voters. So people are complaining right now they've not been registered. What do you think INEC can do concerning that?
To me, voters registration should be a continuous exercise. There's no need to stop. If you keep registering people, those that cannot get their voters card before this election, they will get it before the next one. But it should be a continuous something that you do every day. And the most challenging part is even the fact that INEC even came out to say they deleted some setting of over 1 million
due to invalid
exactly. Why? If you are running a database and you say everything is computerized, if I'm coming to register the second time, my fingerprint should be able to say that I've registered before. At that point, you say, okay, don't register. Why are you registering again? If there's any correction or you want to edit or update, or you update it for the person, there's no need doing multiple registration. That means their database or whatever cannot even detect people doing multiple registration.
It's faulty. That means a lot of persons will not even vote even after registration. Yes. Wow, that's over 1 million. From your own opinion, do you think there's a solution to that before the election?
There is a solution to that.
What do you suggest INEC?
It's easy if they have a proper database that can do biometric capturing. Once you register one, like that of NIN, I'm sure if you go to register NIN, they will tell you at that point, once you place your finger on that machine, they will tell you whether you or not you've registered before. This thing should be made like that, so that whenever anybody comes for registration and you see that the person has registered before, you should be able to address the issue. Maybe the person must have misplaced, maybe he or she misplaced the voter's card or something, or they want to change information or anything. You do the right thing for them, so that we will not have these challenges again. Because stopping 1.something million people from voting is not. In fact, if you win with 1.something million votes, that's a huge victory.
That's a huge victory.
So it doesn't make sense. They still have some serious work to do.
Especially with even the problem with machines on election
Exactly,
day.
on
Some will not
election
be
day.
functioning
Exactly.
and cannot capture. And sometimes we see them falling back to manuals in some cases. Do you think this is heady for
It's not
them?
at all, at all, at all. Because that is where most of these manipulations usually come in. They'll just do one or two ways. At the end of the day, you now have overvoting because of manual accreditation and all that. It doesn't make sense. If we are using card reader or whatever they tend to use this time, it should be functional. You have a good time to test run all these things. So why do we keep having these challenges year in, year out?
We say many, spend so much time, so that because they want to vote.
Yes. At the end of the day, you know they are voted, we either not count or you not stop them from voting. It doesn't make sense.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. You've been sharing so much of what is going on in our political scene. The campaign is coming, and on the 28th, most political parties will start campaigning. But from this program, we're saying campaigns should be on issues,
yes,
and not on personality.
Campaign.
Should they be sanctioned if, for instance, as a political party, you're going to campaign and your candidate is throwing mud to the other person? Can there be a place where you can sanction the person, or you just disqualify the person appropriately for doing that?
Well, as we know, we have freedom of speech.
Yes.
And then when it's now boils down to character assassination, and you can, on individual level, you can say, okay, I'm suing you because you...
And the process should be...
Exactly. But in all, I don't see that as... I'm looking at it from the perspective of the voters. If somebody is coming on air to insult others rather than telling you what he or she has to offer, just know that that person is visionless. There's nothing good that can ever come out from such person. And then you see a better candidate going to address issues, going to meet people, talking about how to change things, how to make things work better, giving you a roadmap that will take you from this current mess to a better Nigeria. You go for such person. You ignore the one that is there busy talking about people's character and how to criticize others. At the end of the day, you see that they will be forced to be on their toes.
During campaigns, people don't have the electorate don't have time to ask questions. You just see the candidate just telling us what they want, and people don't talk back to them. Why in developed climes, sometimes they have these town halls. They go for town hall meetings. They go to smaller communities.
Yes.
You meet people one-on-one. They will be asking you, how are you going to solve this problem for
Yes.
us? If we put you there, what are you going to do? But we don't have such. People just come, they tell us what they want to do without the electorate talking to them, okay, this is the area we want you to concentrate.
Well, I'm not here to promote anybody, but from this current trend now, from what we've seen so far.
Don't mention names anyway.
I'm not mentioning them, but we've seen some people actually doing that. We've seen it here. Before now, we thought it's only in advanced countries that you can do things like that. But we've actually seen some candidates going to meet this, meet trade unions, meet labor unions, meet this, meet that, going from one place to another, meeting people, selling ideas. While some others, they are there, even when you invite them to such programs, they will not even attend. And so we as voters, we should shine our eyes. That is the most important thing right now, so that we don't make the same mistake again.
All right, before I let you go, a lot of young person, you're a young man and you have this knowledge concerning who you want to be in position. But I believe most people don't, some. But thank God that majority of us are getting more enthusiastic concerning what is going on around our society. What do you have to tell the young people that election is coming, what to look at for? Just give them some people in the areas they should look at for when people are coming to campaign.
Okay, thank you very much. It is very simple. So if you sit down, you look at this campaign, you look at the candidates, and you look at what they have to say, it will be very easy for you to identify the right person. You don't believe in hearsay, hear directly from the candidate. Watch political debate. Listen to what they have to offer. Listen to the plan, their plans for the country, their plans for our future. It's our country. We need to take it back. It's our time. We need to take back our country. So if you have nothing to offer, We'll do away with you and look for a better person, a better option.
All right, thank you so much. Said, if you are not good enough, don't just go there.
Don't go there.
Because the young people, they are very, very politically, they have the knowledge right now. They know what they want. And if you are a fake person, beware. All right, we've been looking at party manifestos and issues-based campaign. Benny just said when they go there and they start doing the mudslinging, talking about people, about the past, people are no longer, they are not carried away. People want you to say, what this is our problem, help us to solve it, and we have a better society. Thank you, the Director, Entrepreneurship Development Center, Chaka Polytechnic, Benin City, Mr. Irene Igbenedion. Thank you for your thoughts this morning. And that's the much we can take, and a big thanks to my producer, Godwin Enoba Kale, for his contribution. My name is Josephine Eyimihe. Do have a productive day ahead.